Does that look like the back of a guy with 28% body fat? I mean, bro looks like he's 4 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition. Science says this and science says that because science showed I put on this much muscle on a Dexa scam. He wants to avoid buyer's remorse, and so he's going to tell you the Dexa scam is accurate at measuring body fat. The Dexa scam says it, so it has to be true, right? Wrong. It's a scam. Coach Greg, and this the video that you've been waiting for. My subscribers have sent in to me their Dexa scans with photos to show you just how inaccurate the Dexa scam really can be. The Dexa scam is simply a guess, and by no means it is as accurate as my laser eyes. And so let's begin with the fattest submission. 29%. I guess the majority of my subscribers, they're relatively lean. And so let's get right into it. As you can see in the picture, the yellow is the fat. He doesn't seem to have very much. He's mostly got a lot of muscle. Measured in, you can see 25.9% body fat. And then when on a mini bulk, got to 28.8% body fat. And that was done in one single month. Bro added 12 pounds, of which 9 was fat. And so let's see what it looks like. And so starting with the quads, you can see surprisingly lean. I mean, bro doesn't carry a lot of body fat. He has separation in each of his muscles on his legs, and I'm seeing some vascularity on the arms. And so, my opinion, this already looks like 12% or less. And so, very shocking. Does that look like the back of a guy with 28% body fat? I mean, bro looks like he's 4 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition. To the front, clearly defined abdominals, vascular looking arms. My estimation is probably at 12%, perhaps even a little bit less, but the Dexa scam had him at 28. Are you shocked yet? Up next, bro is 22% body fat. He's 21.6 years of age, 181 centimeters tall, 89 kilograms. So he's about 6 feet tall, close to 200 pounds. He doesn't look all that bad. 22% body fat. You can kind of see the outline of his abs. If he was flexing, I'm certain you could see some of his abs. But he doesn't look as lean as the last guy who was at 28%. And from the side, stomach sticking out a little bit, but he doesn't have fat hanging off of him. He looks pretty good. And from the rear, flexing the back, I estimate 22%. It's a very good guess. I could see this man being 22%. Up next, you can see the amount of fat that he has is in the blue. It's not very much. He's at 20% body fat. Notice that it's in blue. There are several different Dexa scams, and they all go by different colors, different systems, and they use an algorithm to detect your body fat. And so it's not just some scan and it magically measures every single ounce of fat and every single ounce of bone and lean tissue and so on. It's an algorithm, and different Dexa scams have different algorithms. Did you know that? And so the same person could get tested on 2 different Dexa scam machines and have 2 different numbers. On top of that, depending on your hydration status. And so if, for example, you're very close to competition, your body fat, you could be at 8%, but it could come up at a 15. Your body carries different amounts of water in different times. If you're hydrated properly, or if you're dehydrated, if you're carrying a lot of glycogen, if you're sodium loaded, depending on what you ate, it can make a huge variance in the Dexa scam. It is inaccurate depending on what you ate the day prior, what you ate that day. If you're fasted or if you're just consumed a lot of liquids, it's going to make a tremendous difference on your score. And so at 20% body fat, you can see this man, he was 162 pounds of lean tissue last year. This year, 153 pounds. His weight stayed the same, but somehow he lost 9 pounds of muscle. Let us examine 20%. You can clearly see bro has a lot of muscle. He's doing the lat spread. I don't believe that this guy is natural, but he does look to be very lean. He has some form of abdominals, some obliques, and 20%. And so honestly, 20%, if you have a lot of muscle, for most people, you're going to look pretty good. Only 10% of men have under 20% body fat. Did you know that? If you're at 20% like this guy, you're already getting close to elite levels of body fat. Most people are simply fat. They're overweight. And so if you're just average, you're actually doing pretty good. Next up, we have a female, and you can see the female on the left photo compared to the right. I love the photos. Me and Mepstagram, we just did this, and you see the outline of your body. I was like, bro, man, I have a lot of muscle. You can see in the before, a lot of yellow. The yellow is body fat, and if you mark it up, that's 25.2% body fat. On the right, 16.1% body fat, and this was done 6 months later. And so this girl, she went on a cut. And so she lost approximately 13 pounds of fat while adding 4 pounds of muscle at the same time. Now, this isn't a natty or not, but my suspicion is this: most likely not natural. Not saying that she's claiming to be natural. It doesn't say anything about that. But when you go on a cut and you gain a significant amount of muscle while losing a lot of body fat at the same time, it's a little bit suspicious. I'm not saying it's impossible. If you have newbie gains, you certainly might be able to do that. And one thing I do know is if you use Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum, you're going to have a significantly greater advantage and a greater probability of being able to make these changes. And so if you're interested in Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum, code Greg, 15% off. And so you see her in the blue outfit without a proper tan. This is 16.5% body fat. She has the painted red nails, and my opinion is it looks like she's bordering on getting ready for a competition. I believe that if she continued to diet, perhaps dropped another 3-4% body fat, she could set foot on stage and do very well in a women's bikini competition. You can see in the red outfit showing off the abs, great looking quads, and the back pose. She has a lot of muscle. You can see some conditioning on the back, but I want you to know this. I don't believe that this is actually 16.5% body fat, and here's why. This woman does not have a natural chest. By that, I mean breast augmentation surgery. When you have silicone, saline implants, and so on, it's going to artificially reduce your body fat percentage on a Dexa scan by approximately 1.5%. Now, you would think that they would have some form of an algorithm that would say, does the person sitting, laying on the table have breast implants? Yes, and it would make an adjustment, but it does not. Did you know this? And so any female with breast implants that gets her test done is going to have an artificially reduced body fat percentage. And so where it says 16.5%, it's most likely 18, which my opinion, it's a lot more accurate. And so I do believe she's at a healthy athletic range somewhere between 18 and 20% body fat, but I don't believe that it's 16.5%. Next, let us see Alex Eubank, 15% body fat. Raise your hand if you think that Alex has 15% body fat, but yet the Dexa scam said that he did. And so on Alex's body, fat yellow. I'm wanting you to really look closely. Do you even see any yellow? There's almost none. When I look at this body, all I see is mostly red and mostly pink, which is lean tissue, as well as blue for the bone. How is it possible that Alex Eubank has 15% body fat? It's not. It's literally not possible. But you're thinking, yeah, but everyone carries their fat differently. Alex has sent me his legs, his upper body, his back, everything, and none of it has body fat. He has a little bit, perhaps he's a couple percentages away from being in competition shape, but he's clearly single-digit body fat. Some people are saying, yeah, but there's visceral fat and there's subcutaneous, and so he must just have more fat that you can't see. No, that is not it. Visceral fat accounts for perhaps 10% of the total amount of fat on your body. Alex has almost no fat, and so 10% of almost nothing, well, it's almost nothing. It's the opposite of, for example, Mike Isertel. A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
Alex Eubank does not magically store 10 or 15 pounds of fat around his organs that you cannot see under the skin. It's clearly wrong. And so what could explain it? Well, perhaps Alex was dehydrated a little bit for this exam. He didn't have enough fluid in his body. Perhaps he wasn't carved up. And it caused the body fat reading to be skewed because it's using an algorithm. Did you know that? Or did you just assume that Jeff Nippa, the science-based grifter, the Dexa scam believer, that because he bought one, they're about $160,000, and he claimed it's about as accurate as an MRI, which it's absolutely not. MRI is about $1 million. And so he wants to avoid buyer's remorse. And so he's going to tell you the Dexa scam is accurate at measuring body fat.